Every 2 seconds, someone needs a blood transfusion. In the United States alone, 1 in 20 patients will require blood during their lifetime. And for most, like Trey, every drop of blood is the difference between life and death.
I had a fever and really was in pain, and all I wanted to do was sleep. And when you're in your sickle cell crisis, you really just not aware of anything. All you really do is your eyes start closing out of nowhere. Try to wake, but it's not very good because it really hurts. And so that's what was it like, but it's still like that sometimes, even though sometimes I feel good, sometimes I feel bad. And then you never know when it could hit anytime, and especially when it's cold or it gets too hot or I haven't had enough water, and so it really starts being painful.
The number one thing that people recognize is pain. And the pain is horrible, and it comes on at all different times, and it is very debilitating. Keeps people home from school, keeps people home from work.
Immucor is dedicated to developing innovative, dependable solutions in blood banking throughout America and around the world. We're one company with one goal, the patient.
The first time I had a transfusion was when the time I think it was the most I ever got was I got a lot of blood, and because I had such a bad crisis that they had to teach me to walk again, and I had I think I had more than probably 2 bags of blood tried to put into me, and it was very tough because it was like I couldn't walk, and I had to sit in like a wheelchair for a little bit, and I felt like I couldn't really do anything anymore. And then one day they gave me some kind of a medicine, and as the days went on, I got better and better at walking. I'm pretty sure if I walked, I could probably walk better than I did before. And so after that, it was like, okay, I think I can make it.
On average, nearly 92 million donations are collected around the globe annually.
When patients with sickle cell disease can't receive blood when they need it, it is, to me, tragic as a physician, because we know that this will help them through this life-threatening complication.
I started as a whole blood donor from Memorial Blood Centers, and I knew as a normal whole blood donor, my blood was being divided up in 3 components and given to possibly 3 patients and saving their lives. And when I joined the reagent donor program, after a presentation on it, I realized that I was affecting 130,000 people.
What makes my blood type unique is that I'm a group O and I'm an R1, which means I'm little c negative, and I'm Lewis A and B negative, I'm JKB negative, Duffy A negative, Cal positive or big K positive, and KPA positive, which in all those markers together, or absence of those markers, makes it quite unique.
When they donate a unit of blood for transfusion, which is at a voluntary donation, which is important, that unit's going to save 1 patient, or maybe a couple if it's components. But when they donate for reagent use, and are used for screening cells or antibody IDs, they save hundreds of patients, because those products are used to screen hundreds of patients every day throughout the world.
In my opinion, genotyping can help patients early on, prior to them developing an antibody, by testing their red blood cells prior to receiving any transfusions. And that would actually facilitate the choosing of better matched red cells.
The matching that takes place behind the scenes is what brings the best results after that transfusion. Some of the most amazing recoveries after he was transfused happened because the match that they made in the lab was so perfect.
Some of the safety measures and things that we put in the process are, first and foremost, our staff. We invest in quality training for our staff. because our staff is the ones that are on the front line doing the job every day, and they will see the results and see how the product's working. And so they're the ones that's going to know if something's wrong, and they're the ones that need to know what our product is used for, and that ultimately is going to go save a patient.
We've made many changes at Immunocore to enhance our quality systems. We've changed literally hundreds of procedures to make them more robust. We've added key personnel in positions of operations and quality, many of whom have extensive industry experience, and we've created a dedicated training department to train all of our staff.
This cannot be done alone as far as taking care of patients. Being the medical director of the blood bank at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, this is not something that I do alone, managing transfusion medicine there. Every one of the technologists, managers, the supervisors that are within the blood bank, as well as all of the nurses, and are integral in taking care of the patient. The people who are the medical technologists, the people who develop the products, we're building our treatments on all of those things. Every single day we are using, and you are contributing to treating patients and making their lives better and healing them.
There'll be good days and there'll be bad days like anyone else in life. And our bad days may have a little bit of a different spin, but as far as what he can and cannot do, I've always told him, you can do anything that anyone else can do. You may not be able to do it just like them, but it doesn't mean you can't do it. And that's what's important.
The life expectancy of a patient with sickle cell disease has changed from anywhere to 30 to 40 years of age, nowadays to 50, 60, 70 years and beyond.
I have to tell myself that I can make it, and I have people that love me, that are here for me, and I just pretty much motivate I motivate myself when nobody's there. I motivate myself to push myself and to think of all the things that I can do when I get out, and all the things I can have when I get out. And so I just tell myself everything's gonna be okay, and I tell myself something that I want to hear.
No matter your job, whether how big or how small, or what the task may be, what you do every day, every hour, and every minute makes all the difference in the world. The power of life, the power of many, the power of one.